90% of failure in CA happens because of this one issue. No, it is not whether you attended online classes or offline classes, or it is not about whether you studied early morning or you studied late night, or from which academy you took classes, whether you studied from faculty A or faculty B. It is not about that. These things are mere details and they matter maybe 5 to 10 percentage of your results. 90 percentage of failure in CA happens because of poor execution. Let us define what is poor execution. Poor execution happens because of two reasons. One is not clocking enough hours and then not clocking quality hours. The first part of this explanation is the quantitative failure, which means you are not studying enough number of hours. The second part of the explanation is that the hours that you studied were not focused enough, were not effective enough. So this represents the qualitative aspect of the failure. What could be the root cause of poor execution? The primary root cause of poor execution is poor lifestyle management. Or in other words, if you have a bad lifestyle and if you don't manage it properly, it will be the primary root cause of your poor execution. This is Sunil Chhetri. You go back to any interview or podcast that he has given in the last 3 to 4 years. He has given plenty, by the way. You watch any of his interviews, you will not hear him talk about the detailed oriented things like how he learned passing or how he learned stealing the ball from the defense of the opposite team. You will not hear him talk about details at all. You will not hear him talk about techniques at all. Rather, in every interview that he has given, he would speak at least for 3 to 5 minutes about how he manages his lifestyle. You will hear him talk about at what time he goes to sleep. You will repeatedly hear him saying he goes to bed by 9:30 every evening, and even 2-3 hours before that he keeps his smartphone away. He doesn't have any screen time when it is time for him to sleep. So he doesn't watch a TV or he doesn't scroll on his iPad or anything. Gadgets away 2 hours before he sleeps, and he gets up at 6:30 and then he explains his morning routine. Many of his interviews you can hear. Now, whatever the routine that he explains in many videos, you will find them as what a boring life. He doesn't go to parties, he eats extremely in measured quantities, and again, he doesn't have a big digital screen life. So, it is boring comparing to the normal standards or comparing to a typical lifestyle or interesting lifestyle that you might think about. And he explains that in many interviews. Yes, I am a boring person. If I don't be a boring person, you will not see me performing on the field. So that is the importance of lifestyle that I wanted to highlight, and I cannot find a better example than Sunil Chhetri to drive home the point. Therefore, fix your lifestyle first. You can worry about all the techniques and hacks later. The moment you fix your lifestyle and the moment you start to have even 7 to 10 days of continuously good days, a good lifestyle days, then the techniques will automatically start to yield the results for you. On the other hand, if you don't fix your lifestyle, no matter how many great techniques or hacks that you have, study hacks that you get from experts, I am very afraid to say that you might not be able to execute them to the fullest and get maximum results out of them. Now, in this video, the main takeaway that I have to give you is I will be sharing with you a self-accountability tracker. But before we get into that, we will see this principle first. We will first understand this principle. What gets measured gets optimized. So anything that you want to optimize in your life, improve in your life, you want to reduce your weight, start tracking how much you eat, start tracking how much you exercise. You will automatically see the results happening. Weigh yourself every day. Monitor your weight data every morning. And let's say you want to read more number of books. Track how many pages that you read every day. I have been tracking my life for the last 3 years, and I have optimized a lot of things that were out of control in my life 3-4 years back. Because I track, my screen time is under my control, My sleep has become extremely better, and my productivity, I can absolutely with full guarantee say that, has skyrocketed only in the last 3 years. So, without further details, let me take you to the self accountability tracker. This Google Sheet format has three main sheets, and then there is a reminder sheet. The primary sheet in this tracker is the study log. Simple format. If you see the headers here, it is quite self-explanatory. It has date, subject, topic, start time, end time, and the net time that you studied. Now, the time is given in the format as hours, minutes, and then you have to write AM or PM. You just have to fill these four columns, B, C, D, and E. Once you fill these four columns, automatically the formula is already there. It's a simple subtraction formula. You just press Ctrl D or Command D. The formula will get pasted. Now this is a sample of how you can record your study sessions. Let's say you are studying amalgamation for 90 minutes. Just write the subject here, accounting, and then you can write amalgamation. And you can maybe write whether you are studying the core chapter or you are studying the amalgamation accounting standard. You can simply write that. Then you write the start time, end time, and you just paste the formula, and you can give a quick remarks here. You can say worked out 3 problems without referring to solutions. You can somehow give your short remarks about that particular study session. So this is the study log sheet. Now let me take you to the most important sheet, which is the consumption log. You have to track the second thing, how much you are consuming. The first thing was about how much you studied. The second thing is about consumption log. Now what are you consuming every day? This is pretty much content consumption. It's not about your food intake or water intake. It's about the information intake. You track the source of every type of consumption that you have, whether you are watching a cricket match or a football match, or you are scrolling on YouTube or Instagram, or you are spending time on gaming, and even you are texting with a friend for pure entertainment purpose, not for productive purpose. And then you also track on which platform the time is being spent, on which device the time is being spent, and also where you are located when you are doing the consumption. So whether you are in living room or bedroom or you are in your study table, just track that. And then the column F and G are pretty much same, start time, end time of the session. And then you just paste the formula. It will give you the time totally spent on consuming. Now what is consumption? So you might have doubt. I have already given this example. This is quite clear enough, but just let me give you clarity. What is consumption? Any act you resort to escape boredom. Let's say you don't have anything to study, you are totally bored, but you are just simply sitting on a chair or on, you are sitting on your study table and you are just staring at the wall. You are embracing the boredom. That is totally fine. You don't have to record that here. But any act you do at the moment of boredom to escape boredom, it is defined as consumption, and you have to record that here. Any act that gives you a dopamine hit. So Instagram, scrolling, gaming, texting with a friend. That's why I'm saying texting with a friend. Some friends, if you text with, you will get that instant dopamine hit. Okay, so you have to log that also here. I also want to clarify what counts as studies. So all your self-study sessions you can count as studies here, and also your mock test. If you are writing mock test, whether you are writing in some institute or writing from home, and you are self-evaluating it, absolutely count it as a study. And if you are watching revision lectures from faculties, yes, count it as a study. And then if you are doing MCQ practice drill, yes. But what it doesn't count is if you are watching regular class hours, if you are writing in the upcoming exam, that will not be counted as a study session. Because if you are writing in the upcoming exam, which is not more than 50 days now, so don't count that as a regular study hour. Again, it's my opinion. If you want to customize this, it is totally up to you. Once you have populated the data here, once you keep on adding day by day, hour by hour, you come to this dashboard, it will simply tell you the sum of the total time spent consuming and then the total time spent studying. Your aim is to not have more than 1 hour of consumption every day, and also you should aim to score at least 7 hours of preparation every day. So this will give you a daily score. It's a simple division of column E divided by column D. You should have at least a daily score of 7 every day. That means if you are watching and if you are consuming content for 1 hour, you must have studied at least 7 hours that day. So keep it like a small game with you. So here also the column F, you can just paste the formula every day. It will tell you the daily score. Right. So now this is pretty much the sheet. Let me give you some things to remember. The good things about the self accountability tracker is, yes, it drives preferred behavior. Now if you are using this tracker seriously, every time you are going on the path of consumption, you will have a speed breaker yourself. You will have that resistance. Okay, now I'm going to get into Instagram. Anyway, I have to log this into that accountability tracker. It will not look good. So let me not use this. So it will inhibit you from binging on things. That's the first thing. The second thing is, yes, you will also be forward motivated that you want to maximize the number of hours that you studied. So you will tend to study more. Like I said, I have been tracking my productive hours every day, and that has only been increasing every year since 2022. So it has never gone down, it has only been increasing. I go back to the same principle that I just said, whatever you measure, you optimize. So it drives your preferred behavior. And the second point is, it is a self-accountability tracker. You don't need any external mentor, you don't need any accountability partner. You coming in front of your own data will give you what you have to do next. Let's say you had a daily score of only 5. You studied for say 8 hours, but then you ended up watching almost 1.5 to 2 hours of content consumption. Then you will know that, okay, I have consumed a little bit extra. Let me consume a little bit less. The next day you will start to consume definitely less. So your data becomes your mentor. The third thing is, more good data is equal to better insights. Now, what do I mean by this? Let's go back to this consumption log once again. You start tracking data for 3-4 days, you will start finding a pattern. There will be that one particular platform or that one particular device or that one particular location where the most of consumption that must be happening. If you pick that pattern, then you will know the next obvious step, which is to just get away from that platform or from that device. Let's say if your majority of your consumption is happening from your smartphone on Instagram, then you will definitely know that's like a bad combination for you, that's working against you. So you will get that insight immediately after 3 to 4 days of logging. Because I'm telling you, again, don't think that it is obvious. You might be thinking there are some obvious things, but once when you start to capture them in reality, the data might show something different. So the moment you know that Instagram on smartphone is the problem, then you will either uninstall Instagram automatically. That's an obvious solution. The solution is obvious, but how you end up in that solution, the route that you take to arrive at that solution matters a lot. If I just simply said at the first moment of this video, uninstall Instagram or uninstall LinkedIn, you will immediately say, don't I know that? And you will immediately would have clicked off the video. But now I'm just giving you a mirror that tells you, it's like a crystal ball that tells you what is exactly happening in your life. This will hit differently. So that is the third point. More good data, better insights. Now let me also tell you some words of caution. This is not like all only positive solution. There are some negatives to it. Let me warn you before you start using this solution. The first thing is the novelty wears off eventually. I'm very sure that this could be the first video that you see this idea, that somebody talking to you about the whole concept of self-accountability, or this could be the first video where you are going to download an Excel sheet. I'll give you the link, by the way, in the description. You can take this sheet There is absolutely no strings attached. Yes, anyway, the moment you download it, you will have that initial dopamine hit. Oh yeah, I have a new solution now that I'm never going to make any mistakes. Like how we get that dopamine hit from watching some self-help video, it will last for 2 days or 3 days. So like every self-help idea, this also has a novelty factor to it. So you will feel good about this or great about this for 2 to 3 days, but then again the novelty will eventually wear off. Okay, so that's the first point. So don't expect this to give you a dopamine hit every time. So that's the first point. Second point is, if you stop recording the data, the moment it turns out to be boring, you might tend to comfortably forget to not open this tracker. The moment you don't open this tracker, the moment you stop recording the data, the tracker becomes useless. So don't put the blame on the tracker. You have to record it. You have to keep the tracker alive for it to be useful to you. So it is definitely not a miracle cure. It is definitely not 100% foolproof solution. So it depends on how you use it, how you put this into use. The third point is the genuineness of the data totally depends on your honesty. You want to fudge the data, it will give you a fudged detail, it will give you a fudged insight. You give honest data, it will give you honest feedback. The fourth point is the logging in of data might become laborious after a while. So what I will suggest here is, if you cannot have a computer with you where you can access Google Sheet readily every time, I will just suggest you have a manual physical diary with you where you just simply track every study session at the start time and the end time and what you have actually studied. And at the end of the day, just open the laptop and do bulk recording here. You can definitely do that. So, but let me tell you, logging in will become a bit laborious, but it is something that you have to go through because you are getting a valuable insight once every 3 days, once every 4 days. You will get valuable insight. So for that, you have to pay the price of going through this laborious process of recording one by one. And finally, you must do a review at the end of every day and every week and do course correction. So you have to go here in the dashboard, you see how the daily scores are panning out. Are you scoring 7 and above every day or not? If you are having 3, 4, 2, 3 back to back in 2-3 days, go back to this consumption log, see the pattern, do immediate course correction. If you are worried about the studying hours or content consumption, fix content consumption first. Go absolutely zero stimulus, go absolutely low stimulus. Eventually, study logs, that number will start to increase. The moment I stop consuming for about 2-3 days and if I go completely zero stimulus, automatically I will go towards doing productive things. And that's exactly how I have been living for a major part of the last 3 years. I won't say I've been doing like that for 100% in the last 3 years, but I can surely say I have lived like that more than 80% in the last 3 years, and that's good enough for me, and that's good enough for you as well if you have to clear your CA exam. The last point before I let you go is just focus on having one good day. One good day for you at this moment is your consumption is less than 1 hour and your preparation is more than 7 hours. If you just tick those 2 boxes, you have one good day. I'm telling you, I'm not asking you to have one perfect day. I'm being very clear about the word. Don't aim for one perfect day. Aim for one reasonably good day. When you have one reasonably good day, try to replicate it for another 40 days. And by the way, if you are watching the video till here, I'm the author of this book, Substance and Form. And if you want to buy this book, you can buy it only from me directly. I have delisted this from Amazon and Flipkart. So I have given my Instagram, LinkedIn and Gmail IDs on the description below. You can contact me over there and I will directly ship this book to you. I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.